wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Rifda Kamila. I am from class 4C and my last ID is 109. Today, I would like to present a textbook named Essential Teaching Skills written by Chris Kiriakou. Have you ever wondered why some teachers can make students excited to learn while others make the classroom feel boring and stressful? This book explains that effective teaching is not only about mastering subject, but also about understanding students, managing the classroom, and creating a positive learning environment. This book is very useful, especially for student teachers, future teachers, and anyone who wants to improve their teaching abilities. Today, I will explain the summary of the book, its strengths and weaknesses, and why I think this book is worth reading. First of all, let me briefly explain the content of the book. The main purpose of this book is to help teachers develop effective teaching skills. The author explains that teaching is not only standing in front of the class and giving information. Teaching also involves planning lesson carefully, managing classroom activities, motivating students, giving feedback, and reflecting on teaching performance. The target readers of this book are student teachers, beginner teachers, and experienced teachers who want to improve their teaching practice. The book discusses many important topics such as lesson planning, classroom management, discipline, classroom climate, assessment, and self evaluation. One important message from the book is that teaching skills are not something people are born with automatically. Good teaching skills can be developed through practice, observation, experience, and reflection. Overall, this book teaches readers how to become more effective, organized, and professional teachers. Now that we already know the main content of the book, I would like to continue by discussing the strengths of this book. One of the biggest strengths of this book is that the explanations are very clear and practical. The author does not only explain theories but also gives real classroom examples that are easy to understand. For example, the book explains how teachers should manage transitions between activities, asks effective questions, and help students who do not understand the lesson. Because of these practical examples, readers can easily imagine real classroom situations. This is very helpful, especially for beginner teachers who often feel nervous during teaching practice. Another strength is that the book covers many important teaching skills in a complete way. It explains lesson planning, classroom management, discipline, assessment, motivation, communication skills, and reflection. This helps readers understand that teaching is not only about academic learning but also about building good relationships with students and creating a positive classroom atmosphere. The third strength is that the book encourages teachers to continue improving themselves. The author explains that effective teaching requires continuous learning and reflection. Teachers are encouraged to observe other teachers, evaluate their own lessons, and learn from mistakes. I think this message is very inspiring because it reminds us that becoming a good teacher is a process that takes time and effort. Besides many strengths, this book also has several weaknesses that are important to discuss. Weaknesses of the book: the first is that some parts are too detailed and academic. For example, when discussing educational policies and teaching standards, the explanations become quite long. As a result, some readers may feel tired or lose focus while reading certain sections. The second weakness is that the book doesn't discuss modern technology deeply enough. Although it mentions ICT and technology in education, the discussion is still limited. Nowadays, teachers use online learning platforms, AI tools, and digital applications in the classroom. But these topics are not explored in detail in the book. Another weakness is that the book focuses more on general teaching skills rather than subject specific strategies. For example, teaching English speaking skills may require different techniques from teaching mathematics or science. Readers who want more specific teaching strategies may still need additional books or researches. After discussing both the strengths and weaknesses, the next important question is, why should we read this book? I think this book is very valuable for future teachers because it prepares readers for real classroom situations. Sometimes university students learn many educational theories, but they still feel confused or nervous during teaching practice. This book helps connect theory with real teaching experience. The book also reminds us that teaching is not only about transferring knowledge, a teacher must also motivate students, manage classroom problems, build students' confidence, and create a supportive learning environment. Imagine entering a classroom where students are noisy and not paying attention. Many beginner teachers panic in this situation, but this book provides practical guidance about what teachers can do. For English education students like us, this book can help us more confident, organized, and professional teachers in the future. It also teaches us that good teachers never stop learning and improving themselves. So, if you want to become a teacher who is not only knowledgeable but also inspiring and effective, I highly recommend reading this book. Besides the content, the way we deliver the presentation is also very important. So, no, I would like to give some suggestion for presentation media and delivery. To conclude, Essential Teaching Skills is very useful book for teachers and education students. The book explains important teaching skills clearly and practically, such as lesson planning, classroom management, motivation, assessment, and reflection. Also, some parts are too detailed and less updated in technology discussion. The book still provides valuable knowledge and practical guidance for future teachers. In my opinion, this book is highly recommended because it teaches us that becoming a good teacher is a continuous learning process. That's all from me. Thank you for listening, and I hope this presentation helps you understand the importance of effective teaching skills. Have a nice day.